I mentioned that my two brothers, that we all grew up together. But if somebody had told me by the year 2009 that I would be an only child, I would never have believed them. But that's what's happened, and my two brothers have left this world by the will of God. So, in order to deal with that, I needed to look at the options available to me, because if anybody has dealt with direct bereavement in their family would know how difficult that is to deal with. So naturally I looked at religion to give me some answers and some guidance in dealing with life and death. And I started asking some very serious questions, both from a cultural perspective and a religious one. And I think these sorts of questions many people ask, almost everybody asks at some point in their life when faced with a trauma. And it's an opportunity for us to reflect and try to head down a correct path. So when I truly started following Islam and I became a Muslim, it really gave me a sense of purpose in my life, and it enabled and helped me to be grateful for every day and to make the most of every day. And it helped me to solve problems that I feel I truly believe I could never have solved without Islam in my life. It helped me to be a better person, more giving, more caring, and more reliable. And it's also helped me to work for the right things in life. And I really realized throughout my experiences that Islam is a lifelong journey, and nobody is perfect, and we need to work at trying to improve ourselves as individuals. And that's where I started reading books like Purification of the Heart by Hamza Yusuf, which has really helped me to build my iman, which is my belief and faith. And that's something that never stops. It's something we need to do as often as possible, as much as we can. Now, some people may be wondering, has Islam complicated my life? Well, I truly believe that Islam has simplified my life, because it's helped me to focus on the important things, and inshallah, God willing, I will continue on the right path. Now, a friend of my wife has asked, or has mentioned, that she really feels positively about Islam and becoming a Muslim. However, she finds it difficult to deal with the culture, and I think this is where we mix the two up. Because I feel that becoming a Muslim is very, very easy, regardless of whatever culture anyone is. Now, it's my understanding that through truly embracing Islam in your heart, praying for forgiveness for previous sins and repenting, and it's just like being born again. And I feel that there is really no justice system in this world that can give you that level of forgiveness. In terms of looking for inspiration, think sometimes we can get mixed up and confused by looking at so many different sources for guidance and inspiration. Different, whether it be whether it be celebrities, whether it be somebody who's close to you or something. Well, I feel that the inspirations are there for us, and the prophets of God, peace and blessings be upon them all, have faced all of the trials and tribulations that anyone in this world will ever probably look to face, and they have the experiences for us to learn from. But what was really fascinating to me was that Islam teaches us that all the prophets, peace and blessings be upon them, have all come down with the same message, which is to worship one God and one God alone. The amazing thing about Islam to me also is that I can go to any country, meet anybody, and pray at any mosque, and really that's to me a sign of unity. So just to summarize, I think it's important that we really differentiate between culture and religion, and don't be put off by religion because of a certain culture. For example, if an English family embraces Islam and they're very much used to having with their family a Sunday roast. Now, for me, I don't see any problem with having a Sunday roast and being a Muslim, as long as the meat is, of course, halal. But I think it's easier for us to disregard religion, but not culture. And I think it's important that we don't get put off by culture, and that anyone thinking about religion and Islam should really start from the basics and ask the same questions I asked, which was what's the purpose of life, and is there a God? And not to take somebody else's word for it, but really look for yourself, because as intelligent individuals you really owe it to yourself. I just want to finish with a verse from the Quran, which I'll translate. This is when I was first thinking about giving this talk at the University of Warwick. I wanted to think about really what I would talk about, and I did think for some time about what I would discuss. 2 days before the talk, I sat down in the prayer hall and picked up a copy of the meaning of the Quran, and I opened the Quran and went to and opened it at Surah 42 unintentionally, and picked verse 13 again unintentionally. Now, Surah 42 is Ashura, which means counsel, give guidance, and it reads like this. And this verse is as follows: He hath ordained for you that religion which He commended unto Noah, and that which we inspire in thee Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and that which we commended unto Abraham, Moses, and Jesus, peace and blessings be upon them all, saying, establish the religion, and be not divided in it. Dreadful for the idolaters is that which you call them. Allah chooses for Himself whom He will, and guides to him who turns towards Him. I'd just like to thank you for listening to this talk, and inshallah, God willing, Allah will guide us all and help us all. And thank you again for listening. Jazakallah khairan. May Allah reward you.